You are told that you should choose people who take your breath away. People say, I can't live without you. And that's something they mean literally. They can't live without the person. I love you from my heart. If you leave me, I will die. I can't breathe without you. You take my breath away, literally. Some people have even gone the extent of committing suicide when somebody leaves their lives. I've experienced that also. I've had a situation where somebody left me and I found myself in the hospital. You can be heartbroken that your heart stopped beating. Yes, you can. Fact check it. It's a medical fact. You need to be breathing to be able to remain in love. Instead of you to start saying, I can't live without you, ask, who do I want to keep choosing? Loving is a choice. Love is a choice. In the last 3 episodes, I felt like I've been trying to teach this episode, and for the next few that will follow, I'm not going to attempt to teach you. I'm just going to attempt to share from my heart as somebody who has been where you are, felt what you are feeling, walk the road you are walking in now, and somebody who has come out from the other side. And I would like to tell you from that perspective that your relationship can work, your marriage can work. And it has nothing to do with, feelings or emotions or fantasy. The reality is that if you follow some certain clear principles, you would experience marriage that has worked. Thousands of people have experienced it. Thousands of people have walked that road. I have walked that road. I'm having the same experience. And I just want to be able to tell you from my heart that, see, there are things you need to know. And there are ways you need to be able to walk these things. And when you do, you would have the marriage your heart is yearning for. So for this podcast episode, it might not be like a regular podcast. I will just be speaking to you with each episode how you can make the right choice as a single person to be able to pick right. Because people, for instance, you would have seen people say, I can't live without you. And that's something they mean literally. They can't live without the person. I love you from my heart. If you leave me, I will die. I can't breathe without you. And I've experienced that also. I've had a situation where somebody left me and I found myself in the hospital. You can fact check it. It's a medical fact. You can be heartbroken that your heart stopped beating. Yes, you can. So, I'm not here to tell you something I have not lived. I'm here to tell you that, you see, when people say choose somebody you can't live without, it doesn't mean that you choose out of need, of desperation, or somebody that literally you can't find love. Because you see, if you are choosing somebody that you can't live without, that's not love, that's dependency. That's not love. Choosing is intentionally preferring somebody, pursuing somebody, prioritizing somebody, even when you can live without them. I can live without you, but I choose not to. This is the one human being on earth that I can live without, but I'm choosing not to. It's the same approach that it goes into parenting. You know that there are parents who have left their children, right? Parents who, drop the child, abandon the child for whatever reasons. But, most parents choose to be in the child's life daily. That choosing is the kind of choosing you make when you want to pick a partner. The one you can live without, but you choose not to live without. I counsel a lot of couples per week, and I can tell you that choosing wrong will be one of the disastrous steps you can ever make. It is harder to do a marriage when you've picked wrong. It is way difficult. In the story between Ruth and Naomi, they had the same expression. Ruth chose to stay with Naomi, not because she needed to stay with Naomi. I mean, the other lady left. but she chose to stay out of covenant. Even in Amos tells us, can two walk together unless they agree? So you see, you have to come to the point where loving is a choice. You choose to protect, you choose to trust, you choose to hope, you choose to persevere. Love is a choice. Love is not something you do from survival instinct. You don't choose someone because your world will collapse without them. Nobody, absolutely nobody, should have such power over your life. And you are the one who has the potential to give somebody such power over your life. You can't choose them because your heart, your value, your purpose, your life is just misaligned without them. But you choose them because things align with them. You can't choose them because you are addicted to them. Addictive love is dysfunctional love. You choose them intentionally. You choose them because you want to be there. Parents can live without their child, right? But they don't want to. They intentionally don't want to. It's not because they can't, but they don't want to, because love is a commitment. I assure you that love is not craving. This fact that you just feel like, it's like you feel like you should fall in love now, is not craving. You want to be committed to the person you are choosing. So you want to be sure that, am I choosing from loneliness? Do I just want someone? Do I just feel lonely and I feel like, you know what? Let me just have somebody to call my own, and that becomes my reason for choosing. Am I choosing from insecurity? Is it because you want to feel wanted? Your need to feel like somebody is involved in your life. Is that your reason for choosing a partner? Are you choosing from fantasy? Are you choosing because you can't breathe without them? So you say, you take my breath away, literally. Some people have even gone the extent of committing suicide when somebody lives their lives. These things, I guarantee you, will lead to bad, broken marriages. You want to choose and avoid such emotional traps. These are emotional traps. And if you are here, there are also indicators that you're not ready for marriage. I love you with all my heart, and I'm tell you honestly, if you are choosing from insecurity, choosing from loneliness, choosing from fantasy, you are not ready for marriage yet. You need to slow down. You need to slow down and doing the work of now figuring who shares your value. When you know your value, you now know that you choose who shares your purpose, who shares your direction, who gives you emotional help, who helps spiritual maturity for you. These are the indicators that you now start picking from, not because of how you feel when they're around. Nobody completes you. You are complete all by yourself. So when you say you can't live without them, what do you mean? Because this is what it really should mean. It means that I choose to live without. I can live without you. I can, but I'm choosing not to because I don't want to live without you. That's the person, when you make that choice upon, that's the person you should be getting married to. When you get to the point where you say, I can live without you, but I choose not to, that's the person you should be getting married to. When you choose because you actually realize that the both of your life fits, that's the person you should get married to. It's one of the reasons why you stay in dysfunction. You stay in the place that is hurting because you are told that you should choose people who take your breath away. You need to be breathing to be able to remain in love. So you choose because those people bring out the Christ in you. That's what you are choosing for. This is consistent with the way that God chooses us. You know, every day, God chooses us daily. You know, He chooses to love us daily. He chooses to provide for us daily. He chooses to honor us daily. He prefers us daily. He chooses to sacrifice for us daily. God is not desperate. God is not desperate for you and I. God can exist without you and I. But He says, no, I don't want to exist without them. You know, it's the choice that we even break God's heart. We go ahead and do something that is damaging, do something that is hurtful, do something that, breaks Him. Then He says, you know what? I choose to still love these people. So I would send my Son to die for them so I can be reconciled to them. That's a choice. He can exist without us, but He chose to say, no, I would not. That's the love state you need to be in, where, you need to go back and watch the first 3 episodes where you have dealt with dealing with dysfunction, we've dealt with studying yourself, we've dealt with communication. Then you get to the point where in your ability to choose, you are choosing from wholeness. You're choosing from wholeness. That's how you choose right. You see the person's flaw. You see the person's dysfunction. I'm like, okay, I'll work with you. Not out of need. You can't marry somebody you need. No, please don't do that. You have to marry whole. You get into it because you want to love the person. I'm going to ask you. You can pick up the book. The link is there. And there's a workbook attached to this episode. It's going to be attached to all the other episodes that helps you recognize your person. I'm going to ask you that. Instead of you to start saying, I can't live without you, ask, who do I want to keep choosing? When you look at the person you're in a relationship with now, and when you look at somebody you want to be in a relationship with, can you answer the question of, I want to keep choosing this person for the rest of my life? This has nothing to do with the way you feel, because trust me, the way you feel would evaporate after a couple of months or years. So you want to answer that, I have decided that this person, I choose to be with them for the rest of my life, even when I don't feel like. That's how you choose from love. Because you see, love isn't about fear of losing someone. It's not. You can't be afraid that because the person will walk out of your life, so you need to behave. No. This is not a pass for you not to be whole. It's a place where I need you to realize that you need to function from wholeness. Love is about choosing someone and letting them choose you back. So you make the decision because you chose to love them, not because of, everything they bring to the table, which are great criteria, but you chose to love them because it is you who have decided to bestow your love upon them willingly. I hope you take the guidebook. I hope you go ahead and purchase the book and read, and I hope to be able to hear from you. From the depth of my heart, I wish as you explore, whichever time you are watching this series of podcasts, you'll be able to start to articulate clearly the people who are supposed to be in your life and be able to find the love you need. My name is Ini. This is Love with Ini. I love you. Have a great time. Bye-bye.